Very pleased to welcome to the studio Sarah Fletcher from Wycombe Homeless Connection. Morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for coming in.
My pleasure.
It's always good to see people. Don't have to get actual people in. But on the phone, yes. Zoom, yes. In person, no.
That makes me special.
Absolutely. You're the Community and Events Fundraising Officer.
I am.
Which is a very exciting title. Barely fits on a business card, actually. Tell us a bit more about perhaps yourself, first of all.
I'm local. I came to Wycombe Homeless Connection earlier this year after volunteering at the winter night shelter, and it just, I don't know, something about the team just really vibed with me, and I decided I wanted to be part of it, and that's how I ended up here.
Fantastic. It must be such a rewarding thing to be involved with.
It's fantastic. It really is. Yes, the team in general, in terms of what we do, obviously we've got our support workers that work in the support centre and support our clients coming in, and then you've got everybody in the office, and just the way everybody comes together. It's great.
So coincidentally, or not, it's the night shelter you're actually here to chat about. So tell us about your own experience. What sort of made you get involved first of all?
Helping at a winter night shelter is something I had always wanted to do, but I always got the time of year wrong. So it's that thing of you don't think about it.
The clue's in the name, though.
I know, but that's the point. You don't think about it until it's really cold.
No, of course.
So it would be Christmas, or we'd just go into January, the temperatures would drop, and I'd be, I could do that. By which point you realise training has already happened, regardless of where you live, and they're already staffed up. Last year, I just caught a Facebook post, I think it was, in the beginning of November. And it was just one of those moments of, this is it. I could actually do it. And so I signed up, I did the training, and then I happened to volunteer on the first night of the season earlier this year. And I was nervous. I remember sitting outside in the car for the first time, having some proper anxiety going on and going, I don't know. I've suddenly realised I don't know what I'm walking into, how many people are going to be there, who's going to be there. And, you have that quick message with a friend who supports you and goes, it's going to be fine, get through the door. And I walked in and it was fantastic. James, our CEO, and Tara, our business services manager, were there because it was the first night. They were very welcoming, very calm, very reassuring, which put me at ease. And the guests turned up and actually everybody had a really good experience. And from then on, I volunteered once a week for the rest of the season for the 3 months. And yes, it was just really rewarding to be part of. All the volunteers were amazing. All the guests were lovely. And yeah, it felt good to be part of a really powerful community movement.
So what was the training like?
The training was also great. There were lots of people there. So we did ours in a church. The night I went, it was in a church. It was about an hour and a half long. And they just ran you through everything that would happen, give you some help on some tips on safeguarding, obviously, important, health and safety, what to expect, kind of help with what you could talk about the guests with, because some people are nervous, we deem them as these other people, which they're absolutely not, they're just like us. And just lots of information so that you could understand how it was going to run whilst you were there.
It's really important, I guess, as well, that you mentioned that they're not knowing what to expect thing, because I guess, you're not really sure who's coming or what circumstances they find themselves in or what sort of situation they'll be in themselves.
No, absolutely. And the important thing to remember is all of our guests at the night shelter, they come to our support centre. So our support workers know them. They've registered as wanting to come into the night shelter. So the charity holds a lot of information about the guests that are coming in that can be shared with the volunteers if it's going to be helpful for them coming in. The guests are also prepped as to what to expect. So it's, it's making sure that it's as seamless as possible.
So what sort of person would you say this would suit?
We have lots of different roles, so it depends what you like to do, to be quite honest. So I did the role of host. And as a host, for an evening shift, for instance, you turn up, you help unload the van, we make up the beds, we set up the dining area, an area to socialise. The cook and the assistant cook turn up and they go in the kitchen and because they make lovely home-cooked meals. And we welcome the guests through the door. We get them signed in. If there's the opportunity if there's the facilities to have showers, then we facilitate what order they go for the showers in. We serve lots of coffee and biscuits, and we all sit down together to eat a dinner, which is absolutely lovely. There's time for socialising, just chat, playing a game or some cards, and then the guests go to bed, and then the night shift comes in. So if you're not really a people person, a night shift is brilliant because you don't really have to talk to anyone apart from a couple of other volunteers. So it depends how public facing you want to be, how many people you like to be around, as to what your personality might suit. The morning shift is a shorter period of time, and you can get that done before you go to work. But then we've also got behind the scenes where you don't actually go to the shelter itself. So, for instance, we're looking for laundry volunteers, because obviously bedding needs washing, because clean, warm bedding keeps our guests happy. So we're looking for people who come to the office, pick up the laundry, take it away to wash and bring it back, help us with the packing of the vans and the stock take behind the scenes and making sure the equipment is there. We're looking for drivers, which is a very physical job because it is loading and unloading the van. So it totally depends on what type of person you are as to where you feel you would fit in to this very incredible machine that rolls to make night shelter work.
So how would you describe the atmosphere at the shelter?
Calm, uplifting, caring. Everyone loves a chat. We all love a chat. It's a really positive place to be. And that's important because the whole point of the night shelter is to keep our guests safe and warm, but also give them a chance to come out of survival mode. So, because when you're in survival mode, everything is hard, isn't it? So our support workers can work with them to make sure that we're helping them get towards that home for good, because we don't want anyone at the end of the night shelter to be going back onto the streets. So it's having that calm, positive environment that helps them to do that.
And great to feel part of a team, I'm sure, and also great that you feel you made a difference to many people as well.
Yes. I'm not going to lie. I got benefits out of it too, because I love meeting new people, making new friends, being able to talk about everything and anything. So for me, it was very much a social thing as well as helping out.
So what would you say to anyone listening who thinks this is something I could do?
Say yes, get involved. So there's lots of information on our website. If you go to our social media, we've got a Facebook page, we've got an Instagram page. Just look for Wycombe Homeless Connection. All the information is there. We're all in the office. We can help with questions over emails. Training dates are already up. The first training date is less than 2 weeks' time, I think. Saturday, the 18th of October. So it's, we're there in Whittlitz. We need 300 volunteers to comfortably cover all the shifts for 3 months.
That sounds a lot, doesn't it?
It sounds a lot. It feels a lot. But this is, we have a fantastic community already. Last winter, I should say, was the first time we'd run it since 2020. So we did it on less volunteers, which was interesting, which is why we now have a solid number that we'd like to roll with. But we also know that our existing volunteers are spreading the word for us as well. So anyone that can help us with that, share social media posts, tell your friends, everything you can do. And
like you say, there are so many different ways that we can contribute as well.
Yes, always.
So there might be a role that suits someone listening who might have particular skills or who just really wants to help out and isn't sure how they can best contribute, but just sort of wants to chip in.
Yes, that would be amazing.
And obviously it makes such a difference as well. We must come across so many stories of people that have benefited from it.
Yes, we do. Everyone who came through. So last winter we had 31 people come through the night shelter, 4 of which were women. By the end of the night shelter, we only had 2 people left. So everyone had been resettled except for those 2 people. And we carried on working with them after the night shelter closed. So one of our guests is Daniel. And he moved to Wycombe, actually, full of excitement because he was starting a new job. And it was a bit sad because his start date got pushed back, and it kept getting pushed back. And of course, he had committed to rent and everything. So now he was here, paying rent, paying basic living expenses, but with no income coming in. And it hit the point where he realised that he was going to end up not having somewhere to live and living on the streets. He was really proactive. He went to the council. Sadly, because he'd moved from out of area, he couldn't get any benefits from them. So he went to the job centre. They signposted him to us. And that night, he was in our winter night shelter. And he got all the support from our support workers. They talked to him about, what do you want? How can we help? What do you want to do? He made the decision to move back to his hometown because there he was eligible for benefits. So we paid for his transport back. We set him up with their local night shelter until his accommodation was ready. And today he is working, he is studying, and he has a great future to look forward to. And he he says that was down to our night shelter, our amazing volunteers who just weren't judgmental at all. They just talked to him and helped him.
It's really good to hear those sort of real life experiences as well, isn't it? And to know it really does work.
Yes. Oh, it absolutely does work.
So remind us how we can find out more.
So find out more, go to our website, which is wyhoc.org.uk, and look for the Winter Night Shelter on there. Or as I said, go and find all of our social media. Just search Wycombe Homeless Connection. We're on Facebook and we are on Instagram.
Great to chat to you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
That's Sarah from Wycombe Homeless Connection speaking to us here at Wycombe Sound.
Across High Wycombe and South Buckinghamshire. And on your smart speaker.
Play Wycombe Sound.
This is Wycombe Sound.